CEO of the Huntington Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we're so excited to have you here with us this morning to celebrate the ribbon cutting for Foundry Theater. I was just talking to Anna Adkins from the CVB, and we were just with our counterparts from Putnam County yesterday for an event, and they asked what kind of ribbon cuttings we had coming up, and I said we'd be here today, and they said there's a theater on top of your city hall. Wow, the beauty of what you can do with high-rises. So I think sometimes we take for granted what we have here in Huntington and what we can do with tall buildings and high-rises. And I have always said when people ask me, what's your favorite thing about Huntington, West Virginia, is that it has the small town feel, but we have the amenities of a large city. And I think the arts and the culture that we have in Huntington that are showcased here in this theater really showcase what we have in the arts community that's growing every day, it seems like. So I'm really excited to be here to celebrate that with you all. To get started, we're going to have Nicholas Gray from Congresswoman Miller's office read a greeting from the Congresswoman.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Nicholas Gray, and I'm the Constituent Services Liaison for Congresswoman Carol Miller here in our Huntington office. Unfortunately, the Congresswoman couldn't be here today, but she did give me a greeting to read on her behalf. The Congresswoman writes, "Dear friends, I was honored by your invitation to celebrate the Foundry's Theater's ribbon cutting here in Huntington. I regret that I cannot be with you in person, but I send my best wishes for a wonderful event. I'm so pleased to see the historic Jean Claro Stevenson Auditorium be revived, and I'm excited to see the talent within our community showcased here at the theater. To the founders, Rachel Allender and Nate Sesko, congratulations on reaching this exciting milestone. I wish you the very best as you navigate the road ahead, and I'm confident that this theater will be a beautiful space for Huntington's art scene to flourish. You two are truly champions of the arts, and a blessing to have in our community. Again, congratulations. As representative for West Virginia's 1st District, I'm thankful for the work you've done to support artists not only here in Huntington, but throughout Appalachia. Please do not hesitate to contact me if I may be of assistance to you. Sincerely, Carol D. Miller, Member of Congress."
Thank you, Nicholas. And now we'll welcome Rachel Allender, who is the CEO of Foundry Theater, for some remarks.
Chamber, thank you for being here. Thank you for accepting Foundry Theater. It's exciting and makes me feel kind of show-offy, and I think it'll help boost people's awareness of what we're doing and that this space even exists. So, Mayor Williams, I want to thank you again for all of the help that you have given us. It seemed to be your opinion that this space was underutilized and had wonderful potential, and I definitely saw that as well. And we have spent the past 2.5 years really trying to put interesting things in this space, make the space look neater, fill it with sound equipment, and turn it into a movie theater. And we couldn't have done that without the support of the mayor, without the support of city council. So it's been huge, and we appreciate it. We love being up here, and the fact that this is now a movie theater has enabled us to restart the Appalachian Film Festival, which happens this weekend. And thanks. Thank you for being here, and thanks for all of your support. And
Such an incredible job. I was talking to Brian Chambers before we got started, and they were saying there were 3 or 4 shows in the theater per year before Foundry Theater and Rachel came along, and I believe they said they had 13 last year just between October and December. So what she has done here is really incredible, and like she said, not only is it theater, there's music, there's children's programming, there's movies. So she's really diversified all of the options that are available to really show off that culture I mentioned earlier. So congratulations to Rachel. Can we all give Rachel a hand for the amazing work she's doing? Speaking of films, we have Dave Lavender from the West Virginia Film Office here with us today. I thought he could shine some light on the Appalachian Film Festival and any other great things happening in the film world in West Virginia right now for us.
Thanks, Rick. Well, first off, I'd like to say that congrats to the City of Huntington and Foundry Theater. This theater is truly a symbol of the mayor's openness, the Open for All campaign, inclusivity that Huntington has, that Jewel City has, open arms for everything, every kind of arts. And that's just been an exciting thing to be a part of as a Huntington resident. And we know that Huntington has forever been a place where folks come from all over the tri-state and all over the U.S. to come and make it here. And so the Billy Ray Cyruses and the Tyler Childers and everybody else. I'm specifically very excited to have the rebirth of the Appalachian Film Festival. For this last year, I've been heading up the West Virginia Film Office, and so that's been wearing a lot of hats. We have one of the country's most robust tax credits that's up there with Atlanta, and and trying to really build up that kind of regional film, just a place where we can have film, right? And so we have been working with, in the last year we've worked with over 80 productions that have come into West Virginia and helped them in some capacity. And then we also are sort of like been asset mapping, what do we have? I had an LA film producer say, hey, I'd like to come and create a film festival in West Virginia because you don't have film festivals. He said that in March, a month where we had 5 film festivals. And, I think that I couldn't be happier, as someone who's promoting film, to see the Appalachian Film Festival start back, because it really is so important in celebrating the full Appalachian region, which is 13 states, right? And so really having that, bringing everybody together to celebrate our storytellers, because we have that in ACES. Appalachia, we're known for our storytellers. West Virginia, we're known for our storytellers. It's been so exciting out of the gates with the film office to have just exquisitely told film, like King Cole. People don't exactly know how to describe it. It's a documentary, but it has feature elements. It's dance. It's ethereal. And what Elaine and Curran have done is just phenomenal. And so we're really blessed to have that film be a part of the Appalachian Film Festival. Just wanted to say that, I'm just really proud of the Foundry Theater, and they've really formed an amazing team with Emily and Mr. Graybill, who's here, Nick, and runs sound, and a whole board of volunteers who have Wally, who put in tons of hours to make this happen. And anyway, I'm very proud of everybody, and I wasn't planning on speaking, obviously, but I just wanted to say that we're proud this weekend, and we're starting off right with a full circle moment. And the first run of the Appalachian Film Festival, we showed the first 2 films of Mickey Fisher, who's from Ironton, Ohio, and he had a couple fun films, King of Irontown and Summer Nuts, which is a really cool co-ed kind of comedy softball film. Mickey had the distinction of being in LA for less than a year, and he rung up a show that he created and wrote that was Halle Berry's return to TV, Extant. And Steven Spielberg was the producer and co-produced it with him. And then he did another show with Steven Spielberg. He's done a ton of work since then. But here, the Appy, on stage Saturday night, Michael Severance is going to hand an Appy Award to somebody who could be the next Mickey Fisher, right? And so we got to know that here, we're going to be fostering the next generation of creatives. And that just really excites me, because you don't have to move to LA, you don't have to move to New York to make it. You can make it out of here. Appalachia is an amazing place to be based out of. We have real stories and real people, and I've went on for way too long. But anyway, look us up. I'm going to be here all weekend, and I'm super stoked for the films you're going to see, including a premiere of Charles Wesley Godwin, another kid breaking out of Appalachia. You can't see him this week, he's sold out every show. But you can see his premiere of his concert video by Robert Donnell, who's done stuff with the Stones and everybody else. So come and see that on Saturday, and join us at the Loud on Friday, and then a little screenwriting brunch on Sunday. Really stoked to have the Foundry back up and running, and to have an Appalachian Film Festival really just getting started, but it's a hell of a way to start. It's a great first year.
Last but certainly not least, we have Mayor Steve Williams. And Mayor, I think all I really need to say is when I walked in to say hi to Rachel, they have a framed picture of you in their office, like a 8.5 by 10. I think that's all you need to say. If someone's vision and leadership is not appreciated, yeah, you would not do it. So I think they clearly appreciate you and your vision for the theater. So I will turn it over to you.
Thank you. In the words of Dave Lavender, I'm stoked. Dave gave the quintessential example of who we are and what we are. I remember growing up hearing, I think it was my grandfather said to me, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. This building was built 108 years ago. There was a time that I would drive by this building and was embarrassed about City Hall. It just allowed itself to become dingy, used, and once again, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. And we saw that there were some things that could be done here. I got to thank Dr. Joe Tuma for pointing out some of the things that are so unique in this grand young lady of a building. Imagine 1915 in this room, seating 2,500 people, that if someone was saying that in 2023, now that would have been beyond what they would have considered the space age. The space wasn't even in people's vision. And all the things that have happened in this room. My first office was in number 5, long time ago. But as I will walk up here when it's dark and just listen. Now, I don't ever hear anybody speaking back to me, but I just want the history to kind of roll over me. That's what we have in Appalachian, our ancient mountains. Within our culture, how we came into an area with nothing on our backs, or only thing that we have is one on our backs and on the back of a mule or a horse. We didn't have the luxury of goods being able to be shipped to the shore and be able to have the latest that's provided. We had to use our own imagination. We had to make it, grow it, or repurpose it. You do know that the first applied engineers were the settlers in Appalachian. So whether we can or whether we can't, you're right, Rachel. Because we had a vision of how we would be able to advance the arts in this space. And what was so frustrating is there were so many that were coming and talking about the limitations that we had. Rachel continued, and her associates continued to talk about what the possibilities were. Now, there's some that will say, and I'm not saying this, but some will be saying, well, when you're talking about all the opportunities that are there, you're always coming with your hand out. Well, of course. We have to have our hand out. But because the hand was out, City Council appropriated nearly $80,000 for equipment and such. Look at what this room, this space is becoming. An art gallery, a movie theater, national acts come in. Michael Cerveris, native of Huntington, is going to be here this weekend. Tony Award-winning Michael Cerveris. We can do anything that we set our minds to. Rachel, you're showing us this. The arts lift us to an upper plane that we don't often understand until we get there. And when we get there, we go, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. Don't let anybody ever tell us what we cannot do. I think you've come to understand that's been the stubbornness of my 10 plus years in office. If anyone is going to come in and tell us what we can't do, first and foremost, I want them out of my office immediately, and then once they're leaving, then we'll be talking about all the things that we are going to do to prove them wrong. As I said earlier, it's nothing but zeros. Nothing but zeros. If you want to know what that means, we'll have a private conversation. Okay. Congratulations.